What's up, guys? It's Hayden.
Hey, and I'm Emma. Welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much again for joining us. And thank you if you've been sticking around for all of our Mandalorian episodes. We are now at the very last one. We've had episode 8, Redemption, finish up the series, the first season, and brilliant episode. Of course, once again, you know how much we've been loving this show.
Yep.
And we're very, very sad to see it end, but we do know there is a second season coming, so we just gotta wait out another year for that.
Yeah, I always get a little bit depressed when I finish like a good season or a good show. Like, just part of me is just gonna be missing for like a year.
I know, just a little bit empty inside.
Yeah, a little bit empty.
But at least we have something to look forward to,
Yes.
and I think season 2 is going to be a big one. I think how amazing the first season was, I think it can only get bigger
And you
from
know
here.
they're going to put more money into it. It's going to have probably a bigger budget. They're going to raise the stakes a bit. Yeah, it's going to be good. Can't wait.
Yep. And once again, we are talking about spoilers. So if you haven't seen this episode yet, go and watch it. If you haven't seen the series yet, what are you doing? They're all out for you now. All the episodes are out.
Yeah,
Go and
just
watch
binge.
it.
Binge it.
Just binge it now. It's all on Disney Plus. And fantastic series. Highly, highly, highly recommend. We had some big reveals in
Yeah, a
this
few
episode.
questions answered.
Few questions answered. Still a few up in the air, and we did get a bit of a cliffhanger. But we've learnt Mando's name, his real name. We had a little peek of his face, which I was very excited for because I love me some Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro.
Vote for Pedro. And we got confirmation that poor dear Quill is dead. And I'm very, very sad because I loved him and I was really holding on to the hope that maybe he was just knocked out in that last episode.
I told you he was dead.
No, I did not want to believe it. I really loved him.
I know, but it's. I guess it's good that they're not afraid to kill off main characters. It shows that the show's got some balls.
Yeah.
And it just raises those stakes because you never know who's going to be in the firing line.
Yep.
And I love shows like that. Like I hate shows that just always keep around their main characters and they're afraid to kill them off and they just stick around. Supernatural was like that a little bit for me. Like when a main character died, I'm like, they're going to find a way to bring him back in the next season.
Well, that's a world where people can come back.
So the stakes just weren't as high because they, if someone died, they could have just been brought back.
Yeah.
Whereas shows like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, stuff like that, when you knew that anyone's life was on the line in any given episode. And that raised the stakes so high and it kept you on the edge of your seat a lot more.
Yeah.
So I am glad that the show has at least shown a little bit of that and that they're not afraid to pull the punches when they need to.
Yeah. I do like a show that can take a risk like that. But I did really like Quill. So.
Yes, he was a good character. Moment of silence
I was surprised to see him go.
Moment of silence for Quill.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
So yes, great episode. Kicks it right off after the events of episode 7. So as we know, Mando, Cara Jr. pinned down in that building by Moff Gideon and his troops. And as we know, Baby Yoda is in the hands of the Imperials now. So we got picked up by those biker troops. And this episode kicks off with them heading back into town. So they stop just outside of town and they call just for confirmation that it's all clear to go back in. Yeah. They're told to kind of wait. So they're just hanging around and we have a very Taika Waititi scene.
Yes, and he directed this episode and it was...
And voiced IG-11 as he did before.
I love him. He knows where to do comedy.
Yeah.
He knows where to keep it serious still. And I absolutely love what he did with this final episode. He was the perfect choice.
Well, I was a little bit worried he might have just made it a little bit too comedic. But he knows where to place the comedy.
Yeah, he does.
And because this episode, it doesn't ruin any of the tone from the last episode or for the series in general.
Yeah.
He's able to keep the tone but inject that typical Taika Waititi humor that he loves to do. And this scene is a great example of that. The two biker troops just having their little banter and stuff. They have a bit of like a target practice thing where there's an inanimate object on the ground and he pulls out his gun to start shooting it and he's just missing constantly. Then the other one joins him and starts shooting and he just keeps missing it. I'm like looking at their guns and rattling them. I love how they've made the stormtroopers having horrible aim, how that is like canon now. Like it's just woven into the story and the lore of Star Wars.
They're not trying to like cover that up. They're like full like, yeah, we acknowledge they're pretty shit.
They're doubling down on that now, which is hilarious.
They are totally hopeless and they can't hit a target if it saved their life.
But they can hit baby. But they can hit Baby Yoda, which mate.
No. Oh my god. I lost my shit. They didn't hit Baby Yoda like once or twice. I think they hit him like 3 times in the head, and he was like, ah.
Nah, not on, mate. Not on.
I was like, I will end you, bitch. I will end you if you cross Baby. Like, but he was okay. But it just, they deserve what came to them.
Oh yeah, they deserve it. They deserve it. But I think before that happens, we do cut back to Mando and Cara Dune, bunkered down. Moff Gideon's like, he gets some reinforcements, so he gets some stormtroopers to come in with one of those big, what is it, AWABs?
Something like that.
Like these big kind of turrets, blaster turrets. And he starts this whole spiel about the turret and how it was used to take out a whole bunch of the rebels and the Mandalorians. And I guess just kind of putting a bit of the fear in them and just trying to talk them out.
Yeah.
But here's where we find out Mando's name.
Yes. Actually, quite early on in the episode, I was surprised about it. But, yeah.
Because he calls Cara Dune by her full name, and then he's like, and the decommissioned Mandalorian Din Djarin.
Yes, Din Djarin.
So he just drops his name like that. I'm like, whoa, did he just say his name?
Yep. It was very casually dropped in there, wasn't it? But so yes, Din Djarin is the official name of our Mandalorian. I think we're all still going to refer to him as Mando, though.
I think so.
I think that's what he's dubbed now. As is Baby Yoda. I think Baby Yoda is just always going to be Baby Yoda.
Yeah, but whether we learn his species or his real name, yeah, he's still going to be Baby Yoda. But yeah, Moff Gideon gives them until nightfall to come out and surrender. So, kind of like a rookie bad guy move. You don't give the good guys time to think. But look, it serves the story, so I'm going to let it pass. So yeah, as I said, it gives time for Mando and Cara Dune to think. So they're like, okay, where's an exit? We need to get out of here. So they see this, there's like a sewer grate leading into the sewers that they try to get through, but Cara Dune can't blast it open. So they're kind of stuck there. We realise that they have heard of Moff Gideon. So Moff Gideon's got a bit of a reputation behind him. Apparently he was tried for war crimes, and is quite a mean dude.
Yeah.
He was like pretty high up in the Empire.
Yes.
And now he's like a Moff, like a full-on Moff.
I was going to say, and we learned that
which
Moff...
is pretty much like right underneath the Sith Lords.
Moff is a title. It's not his first name. It's actually a title, I think we learned as well. So, yeah, that was cool. But yeah, he sounds like he's going to be a big dude to mess with. Yes.
And something else cool that we learned is that the Mandalorians are not a race, they're a creed.
No. Which
I'm sure this has probably been touched on in the canon, whether in like the animated series or the books or something. So I do apologize that I probably didn't know that earlier. But for a casual viewer, you might not have known that, and that was like a nice little, I guess, eye opener for me. Like, oh wait, they're a creed, and the foundlings are actually the people or the aliens, the creatures, whatever that they find. That the Mandalorians find. They're called foundlings because they.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And
so they're not actually like an offshoot of their race. They're actually the name they give to the I guess the downtrodden creatures, aliens, humans that they find and they protect.
Yeah. So I guess and we learned that Mando wasn't born on
Mandalore. No.
He was a foundling.
Because we get his whole flashback now of the whole scene as it happens with the droid attack.
Yeah.
So all of that's kind of put together, and he's rescued by the Mandalorians. So he's a foundling. He was a foundling that kind of got recruited into their Mandalore ways.
Yeah.
So yeah, just nice little backstory and character building and world building and all that. The stuff that I've just been loving from this show, and this show's been doing so well.
Yeah, definitely.
So Moff Gideon gives them until nightfall. They try to escape through the sewer vents, but they can't. But then we go back to the troopers, and they're just still chilling around, and IG-11 comes back, And as we know, IG-11 was just chilling on the ship. So he's obviously sensed something was wrong or overheard the blaster shots. So he's come to Baby Yoda's rescue as per his programming now. Because as we know, he's been reprogrammed to protect Baby Yoda.
He's a nurse droid
He's
now.
a nurse droid. That doesn't mean he can't still kick ass.
No.
Because he like breaks one of the stormtroopers' arms and just slams the other one into his bike, which is hilarious.
He's awesome.
And then he straps Baby Yoda to his chest.
Yeah.
In his little, like, you know, the
his little backpack.
Baby backpack carrier thing. And gets on the speeder bike and zooms into town.
Yeah.
And he just starts taking out these stormtroopers just like one by one. As soon as he hits the town, he's just like blasting them all. You know, as a droid, he's obviously got like targeting sensors and stuff. So he's just going like this and just blasting them all.
Unlike the stormtroopers.
He just can't hit shit. He's fucking useless. And Baby Yoda's just on the front. He's having the time of his life. He's, you know, he's like, yay, murder!
He's like,
Yeah, he's loving it.
so cute.
Yeah, so IG-11 just zooms into that main kind of courtyard and he's just like blasting everyone. And as soon as and he's taking some fire too. So he actually, I love it when he like turns his body so that Baby Yoda's protected, and then like his arms whip around back to the front.
Yep.
So he's got Baby Yoda protected, but he's still like,
Yeah.
that was cool. And then Mando, Cara Dune, Greef, they come out and they start shooting down people. So Cara Dune's on a big kind of machine gun, mowing guys down. Mando just comes out and he's like shoots one in the head, kicks the other one. And I always love seeing Mando in close quarter combat.
Yeah.
Because I think we've touched on this before. Like, he's not some unbeatable badass. Like, he's just one of those real kind of rough and tumble kind of fighters. You know, he takes his hits, but
He's still human.
He's always able to kind of get the best of his opponents. Like, he's very resourceful. But yeah, no, he's taking his hits and stuff, but he's taking them out. Greef comes out, he's laying down some fire as well. Yeah, they hold their own against a whole squad of stormtroopers. They're holding their own, you know. Mando gets hold of the AWEB, the big turret, and he just takes it off its stand and just like, I love that moment.
Say
Just
hello
like,
to my
say hello to my
little
little friend. And he's just mowing down stormtroopers left and right. There's a great little, I wouldn't say little, a nice big action scene in the middle of this episode, which I really love.
Very cool.
But then Moff Gideon comes out. He's, very strategic with his shot, so he gets Mando once in the head, realizes that's not enough. And then he aims for, I guess it's like the battery pack of this AWEB. And he targets that blows up, and Mando goes flying backwards. So they kind of have to retreat back because they're getting overwhelmed a little bit. As much as they held their own, they have to go back. So they drag Mando's body back in there, and we find that Mando's a lot more injured than what we thought. He's actually bleeding quite badly from the back of the head.
Yeah.
And we think he might be ready to die. Like, he's saying, like, leave me, go on without me, just take care of the kid and just leave me here to die.
Yeah. Yeah, meanwhile, I'm watching this thinking, Baby's there. We know he can use the Force to heal. Why isn't he getting Baby to heal him? Or why isn't Baby just coming over to heal? Because that just made sense to me.
I think it's because something else happens that kind of interrupts that. So as they're kind of, sitting there, trying to figure out what to do with Mando, the Moff Gideon calls over a flame trooper. Yeah. And I love, like, there's almost like war paint on his armor, which looked really cool, like red stripes down his armor. I really like that little touch. So they come over a flame trooper. They've got this flame trooper coming over. Meanwhile, IG-11's trying to cut through the grate of this sewer thing. And so there's, they're kind of been putting on this timer now. They've got to kind of get out of here quickly. Yeah. So they're able to kind of, get this grate open, but then like this flame trooper comes in and just like sets the place alight. Yeah. And that's when Baby Yoda steps in front of it and kind of stops the big ball of fire coming towards him, and then propels it back at the flame trooper. And he gets all tuckered out from that. But no, IG-11's able to heal him with a spray. Yeah. Which I have heard it's similar to like the fluid used to heal Luke. Yeah. In Empire Strikes Back, in the tank, in the diaper tank. So he sprays that on. They're able to get into the sewer and make their way through. They find a big pile of Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, all their helmets.
So we think that the Mandalorians might have been killed off or just kind of got up and left.
Yeah, or they've just had their helmets stripped, which is a big deal for them because we know they don't reveal their faces. So maybe the Imperials came in and just ripped their helmets off and they all ran. I don't know.
But the forger, the Mandalorian
The armorer.
forger, the armorer comes out, and she's still chilling down there. And she kind of, explains what happened, so the Empire came and kind of killed them off, and some of them got away, but, a lot of them died as well.
Yeah.
And that's cool, and we get a little bit more on, she starts to explain, how the Jedi are involved. We get a touch on, the Jedi.
Yeah.
And their involvement, the history of them and the Mandalorians.
Just some more backstory.
Yeah,
really
because Mando says this little baby's kind of got these powers. I'm not sure what it is, and she kind of tells the story a little bit more. And
this is the moment where we learn that baby's now a foundling, as was Mando when he was found, and it is now his mission
to get him back home.
To get this little foundling, this baby home. Yeah.
So he's like his dad now.
Yeah.
His adopted dad.
Yeah, I think that was another official thing. He's officially Big Daddy Mando.
Big Daddy Mando. It's official,
baby,
guys. It's official. But he gets his little emblem.
Sigil.
The sigil.
Little patch,
the sigil, which is the mud horn. Mm-hmm. The one that he kind of passed off on in the third episode, but he's earned it now. Him and Baby Yoda took it down as one, and they are one now until he brings it back to his family. So he's earned the sigil. And he also gets his backpack, his jetpack. He finally gets one. Yeah. He's earned it.
He has completed the set now.
Yep. So he's leveled up. Yeah. In game terms, he's leveled up. Yep. So all that's really good. He wants her to come with them, but she's like, no, I'm staying here. This is where I belong. She's there. I think she's just cleaning up and melting down all the armor.
Yeah.
So they leave, and the stormtroopers, they're not far behind them. So they actually find her kind of sitting in the forge and poking her with their blasters, and she just steps up and she's got the tools in hand and just takes them out one by one. I think one of them gets thrown into the fire. Yeah. Into the smelter.
I think I was like,
oh shit.
Oh, that's a pretty bad way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was an awesome little combat scene, and she can hold it her own, can't
and
she?
And it gives them a chance to kind of get away. So they make their way through, and then until this river of lava, and they get into this little ferry that's run by this modified R2 unit. It's got arms and legs, which is kind of weird. Yeah, that was a bit weird.
I didn't know how I felt about that.
Yeah, so they make their way down the river, and they see the exit, the light at the end of the tunnel. But they also notice that there's stormtroopers on the other side, so their X-ray vision.
Mando's
X-ray
see the infrared.
Yeah, infrared. He can see the stormtroopers on the other side. So he's like, we can't take these guys on. There's too many of them. What are we gonna do? And IG-11's like, let me go in there and self-destruct. Yeah. And I'll take them out.
Because he's programmed to protect.
And this is the only way. He's kind of calculated the chances of them surviving, and they're low.
Never tell me the odds.
So he's like, look, it's my mission it's my program to protect Baby Yoda. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But we see that Mando's kind of warmed up to the droid now, or to droids in general. He kind of realizes that maybe they can be programmed for good, and maybe they're not all that bad.
Yeah.
So he's actually a little bit sad to see IG-11 go, which is kind of touching in a weird way. I wasn't expecting it to be, but yeah, it was kind of cool.
He did say, I'm not sad.
I'm not sad. I'm not crying. You're crying.
You're crying. But IG's is like, I sense it in your voice. You are sad. And I do like
no hiding it from a droid. Yeah.
I did like that moment. And it's good to see Mando start to come around.
Some growth from Mando. Some character growth from Mando. So IG-11 steps into the lava and makes his way out. And self-destructs, takes them all out. And there gives them kind of free passage on the way out. Or what we think is going to be free passage, because as we know, nothing's ever that easy. Moff Gideon comes flying in his TIE fighter and starts blasting them. And we're thinking it's like the boss battle. It's like the big boss battle in a game. But luckily, Mando has got his jetpack, his new piece of equipment, to take down the boss. So he, straps that on and waits for him to kind of come in. And then he blasts up, distracts him, and then grabs him with his grappling hook. Is able to jump on the wing. Yeah. And get one of his explosive devices, slap it onto the wing, blow it off. Moff Gideon goes down. Happy days.
Yeah.
Happy days. So Cara Dune and Grief decide to stay back. Mando's obviously going to go off and find Baby Yoda's home. So that's his new mission. That's, I guess, what season 2 is going to be about. So he gets in his ship, flies off. Cara Dune and Grief, go off to do their own thing. They've kind of saved Navarro now. Cara Dune might get a bit of bounty work there,
Yeah.
And yeah, so they leave on positive terms, hopeful terms.
Grief said there's always work for him. He's in good with the guild again.
Yeah, said he'd come back to the guild if he needs to. So, but he's like, no, I've got to take care of this first.
Yeah.
And Baby Yoda's like comes over to his leg and like hugs his leg and stuff.
That was so beautiful.
I can't wait for more Baby Yoda and Mando action.
I know. I just love watching them too.
But the episode's not done yet because we see the wreckage of the TIE fighter. Of course, Jawas are hanging around. Jawas obviously.
Bloody Jawas.
And they're there. They're on top of it. And then we see something come out from the hull of the ship. It all looks like the end of a sword or a lightsaber, and it's cutting this hole in the hull. And Moff Gideon kind of kicks his way out and steps up onto the top of the TIE fighter. And in his hand is the dark saber.
Yes.
And if you don't know what the dark saber is, it's actually from the animated series. And it is part of like the Mandalorian culture.
Yeah.
So I think the leader of the Mandalorians has access to the dark saber. So it'd be interesting to see how he got it.
Yes, absolutely.
And
what he plans to do with it.
What he plans to do with it. Yeah, and how that comes into play later on.
Yeah.
Like that was a really nice little touch from like the canon from the extended universe.
Yeah.
Like that hasn't been shown in any of the movies or anything like that. That's something that's only been touched on in the animated series. And that was like a really nice little touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh wow, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And that's where it ends. That's the season done.
Yep.
So yeah, another great episode, a great tie up to the season. I don't think we really hit a dull moment. Like every episode was fantastic. Even the filler episodes in
Weaker
the middle,
episodes,
the one-off adventures we still really enjoyed. Yeah. Can't wait to see what they do in season 2.
Oh, cannot wait. Stick around for our season wrap up.
Yeah, we might do a season wrap up.
We'll do a little wrap up of all the episodes.
Maybe some predictions for the next season.
Yep.
Plenty more content to do.
But yes, that was another fantastic episode from The Mandalorian, season finale.
Yep. Taika Waititi did a great job. He's slowly becoming one of my favourite directors.
Yes.
Anything he touches is just fantastic. And we're actually off to see one of his latest movies, Jojo Rabbit. Just came out here in Australia. We're actually off to see that now. So
keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, stay tuned for our review on that. But that'll do for us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video if you like it. Subscribe to our channel for more. Hit the bell for the notifications for more Star Wars content and just reviews in general. And most importantly of all, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.